Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. So we are in reveal season right now. There are new champions and new cards being revealed each and every day, leading up to the expansion on March 29th, and I'm super excited to go over all the cards so far as of recording this video and giving my thoughts about them. So today we're going to be talking about primarily Sett and his support cards. Before we get into it though, of course, we gotta get Mr. Detective Tempo on the case. So getting right into it, all starts with this mechanic called the coin. So coin is a burst speed 1-cost spell that says coin stack, refill 1 mana. So the way coins stack is that their costs do not increase, however, the amount of mana you refill upon cast does increase. So like let's say you have 5 coins, you spend 1 mana and get 5 back, right? That's basically how it works. Now this is 5 real mana, so you can use it to resummon units. However, you can still use it to cast spells. So at any given moment, you can just burst speed, cash in, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins, and then be able to play 3, 4, or 5, or 6 worth of units or spells that turn. So it can be really scary, be a really big tempo swing on very specific turns. Next we have the coin generator cards. The first one is Pit Professional. When I'm summoned, create a coin in hand. It's a solid 3/3/3, can't hate on it, pretty good stat line, really good at giving you a coin or stacking the coin if you already have one, of course. Next we have Master Bingwin the Sieve. 5 mana 3/3, elusive, kind of annoying. Play. The next time you play a unit this round, summon an exact ephemeral copy of it. So obviously we want to play Master Bingwin and then coin, and then play another, like let's say 3 to 5 drop, could even be another Bingwin. That way we have more ephemeral copies, we have a really big tempo swing, we can attack. He's elusive, we're summoning an ephemeral copy of something, anything with like an on summon effect obviously gets benefits, so you can see where the combo potential comes from. Next we have Smooth Mixologist, 4/3/4. Heal an ally or your Nexus 3 and create a coin in hand. So really good anti-aggro card. Just a quick heal Nexus 3, which should be game winning in and of itself versus burn, and also is a 3/4 body, while also giving you a coin. Just an overall pretty nice statted card with a good effect. Next we have Bout Security. Now this card is actually kind of spicy. Reminds me of Marauders. So we have 3/3/3. When I'm summoned, create a fleeting Bout Security in hand and grant other Bout Security +1/+1. Also empower quick attack. So this is pretty obvious what we're trying to do. We're trying to play Bout Security, coin, and then play the generated Bout Security. So it's like a 1-card, 2-card combo, and we get a lot of value out of it. So honestly, just kind of strong. If you play multiple Bout Securities, they're going to keep buffing each other and then get your empowered quick attack and win on the board that way. It's a very similar playstyle to something like Elites, where we're just playing units and then playing more units, and then we're winning through just having stats on the board. So, perfect little mid-range beatdown strategy going on here, and Bout Security definitely supports it. Next we have Tag Out. Recall an ally and create a coin in hand, or spend 5 to recall an enemy and create a coin in hand. So yeah, this is just a flexible recall card, can use it on ally for protection, can use it on enemy for annoyance, and also get a coin on the way. Next we have one of the scarier ones. Attentive Accountant, 2 mana 1/2 elusive, Nexus Strike, create a coin in hand. So it does have like Nora stats, 2/1/2, usually kind of tanky, especially since we are in Ionia, we do have protection for this later on. But yeah, this is like if you're attacking on 2, just play this card and get a coin, and that's going to be really scary, right? And then this can strike later and get you more coins. This is like an ambient coin generator. The more we protect the Accountant and the more we Nexus Strike, the more coins we can get. Attacking on evens, that's on 2, 4, and 6, that's 3 coins by itself. And then you're like playing a 3-drop, a 4-drop, and you're just stacking coins with this card. So yeah, it's pretty scary. This is gonna be one of the turbo coin accelerators. Next we have the Old Timer, 8 mana 6/6 double attack. Play. Recall the strongest enemy. If you spent 16 mana this round, recall all enemies instead. So the innate synergy would obviously be play an 8 mana card and then coin for 8 and then play Old Timer, and you get the recall effect because that would be 16. But a lot of players have noticed that there's a very, very easy 2-card strategy in the form of Trundle Pillar plus Old Timer. That's right, you play Pillar, get your 8 mana back, play Old Timer, and you have an AoE board recall on turn 8. which is not always going to be turn 8. It's probably going to be accelerated due to ramp, so it's probably going to be like turn 6, turn 7, and it's a very strong combo. A lot of people are seeing immediate potential in that, so be on the lookout for Trundle old timer shenanigans. Of course, this could change depending on rotation, by the way. Trundle could be rotated out, so I'm just saying this combo might not actually be in the game. You know, just something else to think about. Next we have Place Your Bets, probably the strongest support card, and it's also going to be used out of support in general Ionia decks. This is a 5 mana burst speed, draw 2, and create 2 coins at burst speed. So it's just premium. Like, this is beyond premium draw. It's really, really, really good. This is not only going to be played in Sett decks, it's not only going to be played in coin decks, it's also going to be played in just general Ionia strategies everywhere. This is just going to be an auto 2 or 3 of in every Ionia deck because the cycle is just really good and really cost efficient. Next we have Facebreaker, which is also Sett's champion spell. 4 mana slow speed, stun 2 enemies, and create a coin in hand. So, you know, a lot of people are immediately going to see Yasuo synergy, which is true. This is pretty good Yas synergy. Yas might actually hard run this because the coin's kind of nice. Could run a couple of the coin early games, that way you can cheat out some units, and, you know, stun 2 is pretty good just in general. Alright, we're talking about the boy Sett himself. 5 mana 4/5 with Challenger. The first time I would drop below 1 health while attacking, give me Barrier instead. So if he attacks and like trades up into something or trades even, he will drop to 1 and then give himself Barrier is how it works. So yeah, he's just a nice Challenger unit, can contest the board, can beat down a lot of things. 4 attack Challenger is really strong. I mean, that's killing like Jhin and still living. That's killing a lot of 4 HP units and stuff like that. He can even kill like 5/4s, right? He can trade into a 5/4 and still live. So yeah, he's just going to be a beatdown style. And he levels if you spend 40 mana. So from what I've seen so far, the earliest you can do that is like turn 7 or turn 8 while also coining X amount of mana. So on average, he's going to level on 7 or 8. Now this could change depending on what other support cards come out. If there's more coin stuff, if Samira, for example, is a coin-based champion with synergy, then maybe Sett becomes easier to level. But yeah, it's going to be like on average turn 7 or turn 8, something like that. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind, that he can be scary depending on what other support cards are added. And on level, he becomes Super Saiyan Sett. Challenger, while I'm attacking, I can't take damage or die. Each round create a showstopper in hand once you've spent 12 plus mana. So if you're already leveled, this means you're turn 8 onwards. It should be pretty easy to cast 12 mana worth of stuff, especially if you have coins still, or just play like some big dudes. Yeah, Sett's pretty easy to get the showstopper, and I'll show showstopper right now. Showstopper says obliterate an enemy. It's 0 mana, fleeting, and slow speed, but it's also a single target obliterate. Now this is nice because it deals with weapons, it bypasses graveyard, so it just completely obliterates things. And then also deal 1 to all other enemies and the enemy nexus. A little bit of chip damage, a little bit of AoE. That's kind of nice. That's a very, very strong spell, especially being in Ionia. Always consider that we are in Ionia. That means we have protection for the spell. If the opponent tries to do something, we have deny. So, hey, that's pretty good. This should resolve more often than not. Okay, moving past Sett to some of the other cards that were revealed. We have Pie Toss. 1 mana fast speed spell for Bandle. Deal 1 to a unit. Create a Perilous Pastry. Perilous Pastry says deal 1 to anything at slow speed and it costs 2. So these are 2 separate cards. That's kind of important to consider. That means like Seraphine loves this because they count as 2 different spells. But yeah, one's a 1 mana deal 1. This is a 2 mana deal 1 to anything. It becomes a slow speed Pokey Stick. So you have to play the Pie Toss first and then you get the Perilous. It's like worse Pokey Stick, but better in some situations that you want to play multiple spells. Like things like Lee Sin would care about this. Things like Master Yi would care about this. And of course Seraphine cares about this. So yeah, worse Pokey Stick. Next we have Carved Blade Twirler, 2 mana 1/3, Fey, Quick Attack, and Augment. Augment means whenever you play a generated card or a created card, it gets +1 attack as long as it sees it. So this is really scary with Fey because we have a lot of Hungry Owlcat generators and we have a lot of Fey generators. So this thing is probably just going to be like, on average, a 4/3 with Quick Attack. And also with other buffs from Fey and being cheaper through Lantern. It has a lot of synergy. Fey is actually a very scary deck that has a lot of innate synergy, so I am a bit worried about this card and about Bandle City in general. This is a really, really nice early game unit to get pressure out right away and for it to scale as well. Next we have Fallen Sands General, 7 mana 0/7, Overwhelm. I have +1/+0 for each ephemeral ally you've summoned this game. So the ephemeral synergy would be with Shadow Isles, so you'd play something like Azir and like Hecarim, and then you're summoning a lot of ephemerals, right? Other than that, you could play this in a very, very Azir focused deck because these Sand Soldiers are in fact ephemeral. You could summon ephemerals and get them stronger with like the Sand Soldier stuff. There's a lot of Sand Soldier cards, and then just have a really big like overwhelm beatdown finisher. So that's kind of where he fits in. Pretty cool with Azir, pretty cool with like a Hecarim idea. So pretty nice. Next we have Secret Keeper, 3 mana 2/4. When I'm summoned, create at the bottom of your deck 2 random level 2 champions that are not in your hand, deck, or play. So this is obviously predict. We want to play Secret Keeper and then get some random level 2 champions, maybe Aurelion Sol, maybe Nasus, you know, some of the higher end ones are really, really insane, and then predict and draw into it and play it later, just for like a fun alternate win con to predict. It's kind of a for fun card, but it does have a lot of potential behind it as well. Next we have Augmented Clockling, 4 mana 2/2 elusive, so same stat line as Zap Sprayfin, but instead of attuning, it is play predict, then draw, then reduce its cost by 1. So this is really good for like Echo Zillion, really good in Echo strategies in general. It's another predict card. It can reduce the cost of something and you draw it immediately. So imagine you already have Echo level and then you find a Chrono Break with this. Chrono Break then costs 2. Your opponent has to respect that, be kind of scared. It's just overall a good card. It's a 4 mana 2/2 elusive that does something pretty nice on play and has synergy with predict. So honestly, just yeah, overall really strong. Probably a 2 or 3 of in Echo strategies. Next we have Flash Bomb Peddler. I know a lot of players are excited about this. This is Caitlyn support. 2 mana 1/3, nowhere near as good as the 3 mana 3/3 body, but we have a 2/1/3, comes out a bit earlier. Really nice, especially since we can curve this into the Caitlyn. So yeah, it's probably like as good, maybe a little bit worse than the Puffcat Peddler variant, but yeah, Flash Bomb is nice. When you play a spell, plant 1 Flash Bomb trap randomly in the top 8 cards of the enemy deck. So it is nice because you can like float 1, play Flash Bomb Peddler. It has 3 HP, so it sticks on the board a lot better than the other Flash Bomb card that's a 2-drop elusive. Then you play Caitlyn on 3. You can play like a 1 damage removal spell, like maybe the new Pie Toss if we're in Bandle City 2nd region. And, you know, stuff like that. We could play the Poison Dart, and we're kind of just curving and putting in Flash Bombs, putting in traps. So Caitlyn Teemo got a little bit of a buff. Could also diverge and go straight into Caitlyn. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Play a Caitlyn focused deck, and Flash Bomb Peddler definitely makes that possible. And that's it for the new cards. I hope you are just as excited as I am. I'm pretty excited to get in and start making decks with these. Sett already looking pretty good. I do believe that there will be more in store. I think like having a second region identity is going to be really important for figuring out Sett. Do we want to be Demacia secondary? Do we want to be Freljord for the Trundle synergy? Do we want to be Noxus so we can play Might, right, and have some overwhelm? Maybe play Riven in there. You know, there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to Sett so far. So I'm pretty excited to see what other cards are coming out and what we can do with him. And then, of course, the other champions as well, Samira and Jack the Winner. So yeah, definitely stay tuned if you're looking for more reveals. And that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, gameplay highlights, and meta reports in the near future, along with more reveal content. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.